So, Violin 2s, welcome to lesson 4. I guess I have two pieces of good news about this. First of all, once you've learned lesson 4, there's really nothing more to learn. You know the whole of my favourite things. That's as long as you remember the stuff we did at school. That's okay if you don't, because we're going to go back over it anyway. And I might make a couple of videos just to cover all those different bits. There was nothing that hard. I think the last lesson, lesson 3, part 3, that part that we call the chorus, that was the hardest bit. So yeah, don't worry too much. Here, yeah, it's a little bit simpler. Okay, and that's the other piece of good news. I don't think you're going to find this terribly hard. Now, we are playing, though, a slightly more complicated rhythm than everybody else. They're all playing that waltz rhythm. I'm sure you remember it. It's after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can also count that in 2. You can go 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, I think we've spoken about that before. Look, let me know if you want it explained in a little bit more detail. In fact, you can watch one of the other lessons. I go on about it a bit. Okay, so rather than playing that, I'm going to continue to count it in 2 because I think it's a good way to do it. We're playing off the beat all the time. We're not going 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2. We're not doing that. We are going to go 1, 2. 1, 2, and it's low second finger to third finger. So we go 1. I'll show you on the violin. So I'll do it a little bit slower. So we go 1, 2, 1. So you hold down your second finger, your low second finger on the D string, and you just put your third finger down. Okay, I'll do it again. 1, 2, 1. Okay, in the next bar, you do the same thing but holding your third finger down and putting down your fourth finger. Now, this is a little bit trickier. And if you remember that warm-up exercise, I think I call it study number 2, that is a really good help. We want to wake up your fourth finger so we can move it a little bit faster than we might otherwise have been used to. So that's what I want you to do. And I have uploaded a video of study number 2 to our GPPS strings YouTube channel. So if you feel you need to, have a little bit of a look at that. So this time starting on the third finger and putting the fourth finger down. So just like that. Okay, so 1, 2, 1. Okay, so we have 1 bar of that. We have 2 bars of the 2 and the 3. And then all it is the next bar on 1 and 2, we play 2 third fingers. And then a pizzicato fourth. Okay, just to help that to make a bit more sense, I'm going to play the whole thing and I'll do it slowly. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, 3, 3 and pizzicato 4. Okay. One thing that I do want you to think about, just while you're worrying about what you're doing with your bow and wondering what you're doing, worrying about what you're doing with your left hand, is also I want you in that bar where we do the 3 and the 4 to get a little bit softer. This is a section that we call the bridge. We're starting off loud, but we're getting soft as we go back into the second verse of the song. And this is we need to think about the dynamics at the same time as we're thinking about the notes that we're playing. I'll do it all one more time. So after 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay, just remember the easiest way to switch from arco, playing with your bow, to pizzicato is if you don't change the way you hold the bow when you go to the pizzicato. That way you can go back and forth from arco to pizzicato quickly and smoothly. You don't have to panic over it. And if you are holding your bow right, all you have to do is extend your first finger out. So we play the third finger, and then too easy. Okay, so I'm going to play for you now a slower version with your part highlighted, so it's a bit louder than the other parts. Something for you to practice with. You can go over it a couple of times, as many times as you like actually. This may be perhaps the trickiest part of all the parts in this section, but I'm sure you're more than capable of playing this really well. So practice that and then come back to me just after you've played along with this clip, because I just want to show you one last bit, which is how we end the piece. Okay, and that's really straightforward. All right, have fun. See you soon. So, how'd you go? Any problems at all? Any questions? Please just leave a comment. I will get back to you. Now, as promised, I'm going to show you how to end this thing. And it's very, very simple, similar to what we just did, the bridge, except it's shorter. So you've got one bar where you play the low second finger and the third finger on the D string the same way. So you go 1, 2, 1. Okay, and then the last bar is just one second finger and then a pizzicato second finger. Told you it was easy. I'll put it all together for you. Getting a little bit louder, we want a big ending. We want to please our audience. Always a good idea to do the big ending. I'm a big fan. Okay, so I'll put it all together for you. 1, 2, 1. And pizz. That's all there is. All there is to it. I hopefully will see you guys very soon for real back at the school, and we'll get to practice all of this. So if you want to be ahead of the crowd, play along with the clips that I have put up for you, and I'm sure we won't have any problems, and we're going to put it all together once we get back to the school with all the violinists, and it's going to sound fabulous. All right, I'll see you guys real soon.